PG.
We're live.
We're not live. Wait a minute. We're not done arguing.
This is what they do, folks. This is what they do. Hey, this is the Marvelous Duo. We have Captain Drew over here. We have Lady Poole over here, the extraordinaire. And I'm your guest, Philip. This is the Marvelous Duo.
My bad. I thought you was done. I'm sorry.
You can interrupt me anytime you want to do that. I love that freaking thing.
I was gonna hit the button.
No, I hit the button. I get to hit the button.
All right.
I help
smart people. I want y'all to know. Go see Shang-Chi. It is freaking great. Stay for the credits. It is. Oh my God! It is great.
How many credits are there, Moss?
I will let the world know it is going to kill me. It's going to kill me. Going to kill me. Drew is right. It may make
Gordon.
And it's killing me to say this. It may make $1 billion because it is.
We'll get into that later. Cause I do got some information about box office. So
okay.
Yep. So I do have that.
Is this Marvel news?
No, not yet.
Okay, go ahead, Lily.
All right. Well, we hope everyone's having a fabulous Saturday afternoon. Of course, as you know, we are here to talk about What If episode 4 with our favorite Doctor Strange, which Benedict Cumberbatch did get to voice his character. Yay him.
Yay.
He did good. I will say this though. Him voicing a cartoon version of him, I did not like it.
It didn't seem to flow. Yeah, it didn't seem.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's because like I visually know what he looks like, and his cartoon didn't look like him, so I wasn't feeling it.
Okay, then we had the same feeling because I totally love Rachel. I totally love her, and it didn't go.
Yeah, even hers. I didn't like it. I didn't like Wong. And it's them. It's all of them voicing their their characters.
The only one that was close. Only one that close was the ancient one. Her picture.
Yeah, and she got to come back and do
hers too.
Yes, she did.
Huh?
She did.
Yes.
Yeah. So this episode had all the original actors voice their characters. All of them got to do it, except for whoever the random black guy was in the thing. I don't know.
He had a weird first name.
I don't know who that was. Try to look him up. He doesn't exist. So okay. He might exist somewhere. He just ain't in the Marvel.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who the black guy is.
Yeah,
his name was.
It is very good.
His name was like Armandi or something like that.
I'm gonna call him. He's the token black guy. There we go.
You know what? Well, you know what? I'm gonna let Lily do your thing because I want to talk about that.
All right. So we'll get into it. So again, obviously this is Doctor Strange episode. So this episode. And I watched it like 3 times, and I still feel like I'm off with the beginning. So correct me.
Me too.
But the beginning, that's what the problem was. You didn't really know what the difference was until you got like halfway down on the
But the beginning was they started with him already being Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It started with him already being like Doctor Strange and doing his Doctor Strangey stuff.
We're learning to do it, Doctor Strange.
Ms. Williams is going to really shoot us today.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying here. I'm trying. Anyway, happens when you watch something a million times and then you're like looking at other things. But yeah, so I'll just break down the episode. Not gonna go frame for frame. I'm gonna mess it up. Basically, so this Doctor Strange episode is a what if Doctor Strange didn't mess up his hands, but he So I'm gonna start there because the whole thing is different than the movie. So Doctor Strange and what's the girlfriend's name?
Christine.
So they're getting ready to go to like this function or to this gala, and
the same one in our movie
Right, the same one in the movie where he's supposed to be going to. He's getting like an acceptance award or whatever. Or yeah. And he actually goes to pick her up. Obviously, the movie they don't ride together, but he goes to pick her up, and she's like, "You don't forget, you owe me creme brulee." I don't know why I remember that part because they played it so many times. I'm like, "Yeah,
that was her thing." Yeah.
Yeah. So, so as they're driving, so sit down the same windy road that he does in the movie. They're talking, and he's talking about how he's gonna do his acceptance speech and how and she's telling him how he should do it. I'm like, no, you should rub the stage like you won an award, like it's a game show. And he's like, oh no, I don't want to do that. And so as they're conversating, there's a tractor trailer truck in front of him, and like in the movie, he wants to bypass it because he wants to speed. He's in this really fast car, and who doesn't want to speed in the car?
Nice car, by the way.
So he ends up going around the truck, and as he goes around, another car is coming, so he brakes and he gets back behind the truck. So ultimately, in the movie, he ends up going off of the cliff at that point, is because he ends up going the opposite direction.
You missed the part.
He nicks a car in the movie.
You're right. You're right. It was a car. He got back over, got behind the truck, but somebody rear-ended him, and that's when sent him right.
Well, right. That's in the show. So I was comparing the show to the movie. So like in the movie, he ends up going off the cliff instead of getting back behind the truck. But in the show, right? But in the show, he gets back behind the truck. Everything seems fine, and then I don't know why this car decided to just speed up and hit them. Like I thought, it felt like it was intentionalized. You know what I'm saying?
Did he piss somebody off?
You already know what you're gonna say. It was meant to happen. Fine, I get that part, but at the same time, like
I'm with Lily because I cannot wrap my head around.
Like it felt like somebody was legit out to get him. Like,
may I say something? Lily, I agree with you. I can't wrap my. It's like, why does he want to hit him from behind? Did he make any enemies?
That's whatever.
I agree with her.
And I get it, Drew. Yeah. You want to be all logical. We know why it happened. We're just saying it looked like it was intentional. Like somebody didn't like him.
Exactly.
Shut up. Just shut up.
No, I'm right.
Anyway, the car goes off the cliff, same like in the movie, ends up in the ditch. He survives.
Is Drew switching this?
Yeah, he's swinging around. And then as it goes off the cliff. I think it was the car he missed.
Turned around and hit him.
They probably mad. Okay, that's funny though. I like that. Even though that's messed up, but I like that. It makes me feel a little bit better about the whole situation. They was pissed that he did what he did. They're like, you know what? Screw you.
I mean, it might have been, but it's just.
Well, go ahead and finish, Leah. I'm not going to interrupt.
So it goes off the cliff, and they both get knocked out, but Dr. Strange wakes back up, and then he realizes at this point she's died. And then it kind of like flash forwards to him being Doctor Strange, and he's kind of thinking about his life and everything he's accomplished. But it is the anniversary of her death. And, he's kind of sitting in the
sanctum.
In the sanctum, and he's sitting there, he's holding he's holding the Agamotto, and he's kind of thinking about it's raining, it's making everything look all sorrow and
Wong
sad.
comes up to him.
Yeah, and Wong comes up to him, and Wong knows what he's thinking about. Like, Wong can sense it. Wong's like, I'm gonna go put on some tea. I can't sleep. Come have some tea before you make a bad decision. And he sits there and he thinks about it, and he decides to make a bad decision. And he goes back in time to where the last time he sees her, and he tries to replay the events. Over and over and over.
Like 1,000 times.
Yeah, like thousands of times. And no matter how many times he replays this event, she still dies. It doesn't matter if it's off the cliff. He even goes as far as he doesn't even show up to get her, and the building blows up.
Yeah, I know. Okay, number one, I was laughing my ass off.
And I was like,
damn. He can't even not pick her up.
Yeah,
the building blows up.
You know, he doesn't pick her up and she still dies. Like everything he tried, he went as far as even like, you know, he's like, let's not go, let's go out for pizza. And doesn't she like choke on the pizza?
Yeah,
she ended up having a heart attack on the death.
Okay, question to both of y'all real quick. If you couldn't stop it after 1,000 times, right? Mm-hmm. What point do you go where you just go, screw it? You know what? She's just destined to go.
I don't know, but someone's telling me that someone has it out for her.
Right. What point
to be around her?
Yeah.
Anybody out there, you know what? I even want to hear from Ms. Williams. What part do you go, heck with it? No. I'm leaving it alone.
But the thing is, I don't think it was the TVA because TVA would have got involved. TVA didn't get involved.
Right. No, you know what? She may be right.
What do you mean?
Because if she was destined to die, you know.
Well, that's why she kept dying all those different ways. Right. If they were going to stop him, they would have just.
But you would have just stopped him. But could have said, okay, you know.
Oh, that's right. She got shot. Right. She didn't have a heart attack. She got shot. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like, no matter how many times you do it, at some point you're just like, okay, she's just destined to die. Like,
and I got OCD, and I'm sitting there like, you know what? After the 100th time, okay, you know, I'm gonna have to move on.
Like, I get it. You loved her. Like, go love somebody else. Like,
Lily, once the building blew up and you didn't show up, that would have did it for me.
Yeah, you left her alone. You went to a bar, got a beer, and the part that's messed up is
like, and the building blew up. At some point, you got to go. You know what? This is just not going to work for me.
And what's funny is like you're just sitting there watching TV, like you don't expect to see this on TV. So not only is she meant to die, you're meant to know she dies. So. Yeah,
he was at a bar drinking.
This is the thing. Remember in Endgame, he had one that they won and stuff like that out of 1 million. She had zero. You got to let it go.
She was not meant to live. But yeah. So at this point, he's done it so many times. The ancient one ends up appearing. Now, mind you, she is dead. Like, she has died. She's gone on. Right. She shows up and says, look, you gotta stop doing this because you screwed up the timeline. She's meant to die because you are meant to become Doctor Strange. This is the key turning point. Absolute point. Right. It's the absolute point in time that cannot change, that has to happen. That is why it keeps happening. And he just can't accept that. And he knows of a book that he could change the exact point in time. And as he tries to leave, she tries to stop him. And he ends up getting to where, I don't know where the heck he went. Was that
they kind of fight. And they kind of fight. And he ends up at Calago.
Yeah, he ends up there. And as he's standing there, he's like, hello. And there's this guy standing there looking like something from Mortal Kombat. And Mortal Kombat. He's like standing there looking like Mortal Kombat, not answering him. He's just like, okay, what's happening? Like, okay. So he's like, hello. And then, you know, the guy leaves. So he goes after him. And then you kind of end up in this whole like, what was I saying?
It looked like El Dorado. Like,
it looked like El Dorado. Like, it looked like Aztec like artwork and all this like fun stuff.
With no doors.
Yeah, with no door. Well, it had a door, it's just a big opening.
For him, because then he had to do something to open it up.
He had to like transport up there.
He had to transport because there was a doorway, but there was no stairs to this doorway.
Mm-hmm.
And when he gets up there, he sees there's a spell that's supposed to prevent people from going further in. And he like disenchants the spell, but then like there's a bunch of other spells, and he ends up falling into the pit. Yeah, basically into the abyss. And then the guy, Mortal Kombat shows back up. I'm gonna call him Mortal Kombat because I don't remember his real name. He's Mortal Kombat. So Mortal Kombat.
The information that flows on this show. You're gonna have millions of people. Oh, I remember him. He's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. So
Mortal Kombat.
So
Disney like he's Mortal Kombat. That's his name. Gonna have a kid.
So the Mortal Kombat guy shows back up, and he was like, for a sorcerer, like, you're kind of dressed kind of weird. And he ends up calling him, what is it, Calvin?
Dr. Armani.
Armani. He's like, it's like, okay, Armani. And he shows him to where all the books and all the ancient texts are. And
I know Miss Williams, right? I'm telling you, there's gonna be kids writing Disney, all because of Lily. It's Mortal Kombat.
It's Mortal Kombat.
They gonna be fighting at school. His name is Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, people are gonna get in fights because of me.
Mm-hmm. Right. End up on the news.
So
died, and then Mortal Kombat died.
And then Mortal Kombat died. So they get into the room, and he says to him, well, how long are you gonna be here? He's like, well, as long as it's gonna take for me to find the spell that I need. And he's like, all right. And then he kind of ends up just walking off.
Okay, question real quick. How long did he stay?
It was a while.
Apparently thousands of years.
Yeah, because the Mortal Kombat guy dies.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was like, was it like 40, 50 years?
No, I think it was thousands of years he was there. Yeah. He was there for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
So by the end, he finally finds the spell. It's because he ends up finding the spell he needs, but he has to take the abilities from these other beings in order to be
that power.
Right. He has to get.
It's not per se this power. It's just power. He needs energy.
Right. He just needs power in order to be able to be strong enough to cast this enchantment or this spell. And the first one he ends up trying to do, tell me it didn't look like the dang on squid from the first episode.
It was,
right? Okay. So
it wasn't that exact one, but it was that exact one in this universe.
Oh, okay, yeah. So so he ends up getting into a fight with that one first, and it ends up kicking his butt. And
we should start small.
He's like, okay, well, he's like, you gotta start off small. What was the first one he did? The first one he did was
the little
first
gnome.
one he did was the squid thing.
No, first, yeah, and then he did the little gnome. I was like, oh, look at the gnome. I was like, oh no, the gnome.
But he wouldn't do a bug thing. He said,
he wouldn't do the cockroach. It was like a cockroach, but he took the cockroach's cape.
Oh, a nice cape. I don't do bugs.
He's like, I like the cape, but I don't do bugs. And he sends that one back, but took his cape. And he starts doing all these different ones. He does like this huge raven. He does a snake. He does a dragon. He does this deer-looking thing. Like all these different ones come out of like nowhere.
So you guys know that raven was technically the raven from the Titans.
The Titans?
Yeah.
The Teen Titans?
Yeah.
That's
it's not a raven from Titans, but it's made up off of her. That's their impression of it.
I don't know about all that.
I read things.
I don't know if
you read a lot of things. That don't mean you right.
Yeah. All right, conspiracy theorists. Because you're
right.
Like, how you gonna pull a DC character in like that?
I know, but that's what they just did. They pulled a facsimile of her. It wasn't her. It's just a facsimile of her.
Look, you got your win today with me. I already said you were right. You make $1 billion for Shang-Chi.
One more way.
You still got Captain America on the moon. So
it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Go on, make it.
I think it's basically over at this point. But okay. Anyway. So he starts absorbing power from all of these different beings, from all of these different. I'm assuming he's opening up different planets and different realms and all this stuff to get all these powers. So
for that universe, yes.
By the time he's finally done, I'm guessing he gets everything he needs, and he goes to go look for Mortal Kombat. And Mortal Kombat has gotten old and brittle, and he is Yeah, he's on his deathbed, and he's like, I can fix you, and he's like, I don't want to be fixed. He's like, you wasted millions of years to do this, and his name is Obeg. I don't know.
Yeah, Obeg.
Obeg. Thank you, Ms.
Obey, like Obey seasoning.
There's going to be discussions about Mortal Kombat guy.
Like Obey seasoning, is that his name? Obey seasoning. So I can call him Obey, like seasoning.
Next, Obey. Next.
Anyway, so he ends up saying, he's like, I've lived my life, like you've not lived your life. And then he brings up the fact that he is only half of a man. So this is where we find out that the Ancient One had split him into two to kind of help prevent what happened, but it kind of happened anyway. Yeah. And then it goes to the real Doctor Strange, or the good Doctor. We'll say the evil Doctor Strange and the good Doctor.
No,
Strange.
He wasn't evil necessarily.
He's evil.
Misguided, probably better.
He went evil. He went evil. That man looked like he needed sleep.
Well, put it this way: you go to the PW Doctor Strange to the non-PW Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Drew's trying to figure out what you're talking about.
You don't know what PW mean? Think about it. It's going to hit you. You have children. Man, okay, go ahead, Lily, because he by the time this show is over, he's going to be like, oh, I know.
Anyways, so Doctor Strange goes outside. The good Doctor Strange goes outside and sees like everyone looks like they're like melting or like fading away, but like I thought it was weird that they don't like notice it. Like the people don't realize it's happening.
Like tar being pulled out.
Wong noticed.
Right. Well, Wong noticed and Doctor Strange. I'm like, the people are just out there. They're just like talking, walking their dogs, driving. I'm like, do y'all not see the world is melting around you? Like the hell. So Doctor Strange is like, okay, what the hell is happening? And then that's when the Ancient One shows up and explains to him, like, hey, so I did this thing, and there's like another you trying to do bad things on this other thing, and you gotta stop it. And he's like, wait, what? So she explains the whole situation to him, and so basically he has to fight himself in order to get himself to quit doing what himself is doing. So he ends up going back inside and he's talking with Wong, and him and Wong are casting these, I guess, protection spells that you see display on his face. And they're casting these so like he can go and he can, fight himself and obviously not get killed. And as they finish the last spell, another enchantment ends up going around him. And Wong's like, okay, well, I guess that's you. He's like, I guess I gotta go. And he's getting sucked into wherever the heck he ends up. And it looks like he ends up back where she died. Mm-hmm. And you kind of see the car in the background. And he's like, he shows himself and he's like, like, I'm trying to save her. Because at this point, the good Doctor Strange has accepted the fact, like, she's gone. I love her, but there's nothing I can do. He's the rational Doctor Strange.
Right.
He's not gonna mess up the
Strange was like, nope.
He's not gonna mess up the timeline to like, save somebody that he loves. Can we point that out? He's not going to mess up the timeline for somebody. Okay. So they end up getting into this big old brawl, and they're fighting. And there's a part where like the evil Doctor Strange gets like really mad, and you can see like all the other things like come out of him. And I'm like, okay, boy obviously cannot handle what he got going on. He's trying to keep it in, but it's hard for him because you have all these, we don't know how many of these, I'm going to say souls. We don't know how many of these souls he took. Right. It's like, we know that, but like, how many he has to keep under control is unbeknownst to us. So him and Doctor Strange are just going at it. At one point, it looks like the good Doctor Strange is going to make it. He's going to survive. He's got this. And then the other Doctor Strange end up just beating it in. And then he ends up absorbing him back into himself.
Yeah,
and
he didn't have no chance.
Right. And then after that, this is when this is when the he can't handle voices in his head. He got a lot of voices in his head. He got thousands of voices in his head. And at this point, now he's a whole man. He's not half of a man. Now he's a whole man. He goes and tries to bring back Christine, and she comes back, and he's like in this deformed state because he's basically all of these souls that he took in. They're all coming out, and she starts freaking the hell out. She's like, "Where am I? This ain't real." And he's like, no. He's like, it's me. And he ends up kind of slowly going back to himself. But as he's doing that, the world is caving in on them. Like, he's destroyed the timeline at this point. And she's freaking out. He's freaking out. And then this is the first time where we see, or he talks to the Watcher. None of the other episodes does the Watcher actually interact with a character.
But the Watcher pretty much told him, no.
He's like, I can't help you.
At one point, he heard him.
He did. At one point, he heard him, and he's like, hello? And so at this point, him and the Watcher are going back and forth, and the Watcher's like, dude, you brought this on yourself? He's like, even if I could help you, I wouldn't help you.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah. He's like, even if I could, I wouldn't. And at that point, Christine is fading away, and the last word she said to him is, what did you do? And that's it.
And that's what I don't get. He did all that, and she still dies.
She had to
die.
But at this point, it's too late because he's already changed the.
But why didn't he get the thing of avocado and just reverse everything back?
Can't do that because he was still dying. Remember, he took a different way there and still died in the car crash. It just was going to happen. Now, my theory is that the Christine he brought there, I don't think that was a regular Christine because it still melted.
Great, sis.
You said what?
It still melted. Everything kept going. So obviously he didn't.
It was Christine. It was the regular Christine, but he has to remember, you ruined the timeline. She can't exist just like no one else can because you did this.
He
saved her. He still killed her.
You're right. He saved her, then killed her.
Right.
Everybody.
Now I'm gonna, and you guys tell me what you think of, because me and Kimberly talked about this thing. She has a theory, and I told her she's wrong. But as it's fading away, and Doctor Strange is just in this little thing, she thinks that's the Soul Stone.
No.
Moss is thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it too. I don't think so.
Because I'm like, the Soul Stone. Well, because I said
it's yellow.
Or what's the purple one? Maybe it's purple. What's the purple one?
The purple one is the Power Stone.
Power Stone. Sorry.
Yes, I agree.
But here's my thing, though, and this is what I said to her. How can that be at the Power Stone if the Power Stone was already created and we were told how the Power Stone was created?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think
everything got sucked because
I think so.
All that. Oh, go ahead, Drew. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. But I think if it's going to be any stone, it's going to be the Soul Stone. But I don't think that was a Soul Stone.
I just don't think it's a stone, and obviously I could be wrong. I just don't think it's a stone because
why not? Because it has it's shaped like one of the Infinity Stones. Towards the end, you see
right. But the only reason why I don't think it is because we had already been, and it seems like it's the same for every timeline how the stones were created. And he wasn't one of the ones that created the stone.
Well, he spent
and he has a stone. So how can you create a stone? And so you told me the stone is out of stone because he has one of the stones.
But see, okay, guys, explain to me then. If he has an Eye of Agamotto, right? He actually could have reversed, in my opinion. If you can reverse like the Vision, bring back the Vision, and taking the Soul Stone out of his head or whatever. Why didn't he reverse everything?
He did.
Put everything kind of back.
He did, but you just didn't see that process, but he did. That's why he would disappear and show up somewhere else. Because he went back.
He didn't do it at the end.
He didn't do it at the end, Drew.
He couldn't do it at the end.
It's too late. That
That's what Moss is saying. Why didn't he do that?
Right. Why didn't he? If you
it's
saw
late.
everything coming and then you finally see, I mean, it shouldn't have took him that long after, because to me, after the building blew up, you should have gave up right there and then.
I think,
but why didn't you use it, the Eye of Armageddon, if you can reverse time? He used it against that God in the Doctor Strange movie, you know.
Right. But I think it's
right. So why didn't he use it to put everything back, quote unquote, to normal?
I think it's just too late.
Yeah, I think at that point it might have just been too late. There's nothing to go back to, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it just didn't work anymore because he screwed up the entire everything.
Oh, tabling that for a second. People who read comics, please go get Marvel's The Dark Ages. It literally goes with what you saw in What If this time. That comic book is freaking awesome. Oh, it starts out killing people, heroes from the get-go. It is awesome.
I can't afford comic books.
Marvel Dark Ages. It is
Marvel Dark Ages.
Yeah, it's called The Dark Ages. It is. Oh my goodness, it is. That first issue. Well, let me see.
Sorry, my dog is all over me. Okay.
No, don't. It killed two superheroes right off the street.
What happens?
Yeah, killed two superheroes, and two that you wouldn't expect got killed. Mm-hmm. Right off the street. Go get Scarlet. The Trial of Magneto. That was pretty good. Let me see. Nightwing. Batman's getting a little confusing, but he's broke now. He's not a billionaire. He's a millionaire. So he's suffering right now.
Poor baby.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. But yeah, the X-Men, I hope they get rid of that reincarnation chamber thing. That's just throwing me off all kinds of places.
So Lily, tell us what the next episode of What If is going to do.
Yeah, so the next episode of What If, I'm honestly trying to figure out what it's supposed to be. It looks like this one's gonna be with Thor again.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100% sure what that one's gonna be, but I have a trailer, so let's watch it. I think I have a trailer. Wait, hold on.
You have a trailer?
Hold on.
You have a trailer.
I think she has a trailer.
I think I have a trailer.
This is powerful.
Oh yeah, here it goes. Hold please, things are loading slow.
Is it kick now?
Can you stop? Can you
Suck
stop?
all the energy out of it, yeah.
Just for 2 seconds. Okay.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Space, time, reality. It's more than a linear path. It's a prison of endless possibility.
Slow down a little bit. There's a few people in the room that don't understand. Not me, I get it.
If time and reality are a construct, what if we could rebuild it? The secrets of the multiverse will be revealed. Amazing! What if? Only on Disney Plus.
So it seems like given what are we? This is 5, so we still have 4 more episodes after 5. It seems like we're going to definitely see Doctor Strange again. So how was the and it never says how it was? What was it? 6 beings or something all created of stone. They talked about it in
the stones were
like the Marvel
universe.
Okay, all of you are talking at the same time. One person.
Okay, the stones were created out of the universe from the Big Bang.
Okay, so if you go and watch Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, the Collector actually does the thing and shows you who created the stones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does a thing with the screen thing and he shows you. And I think Thor, in one of the Thor movies, I think that they talk about it too. They talk about the same thing of who created the stones. But it was like these beings, and they ended up trying to destroy them.
Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Well, as I said, the first Guardians with the Collector. Yeah, so he talks about it. He does the thing. But I think in that one they end up saying like the creators ended up like destroying each other because the stones were so powerful, and then they ended up dispersing them across the galaxy and whatnot.
Lily, question: do you think you're worthy enough to lift Thor's hammer?
No. No. Not at all. Wouldn't even attempt to embarrass myself.
What about you, Drew?
He not.
Well, it depends.
No, he not. Why are you lying? Don't even say nothing.
I'm just
say yes or no.
I didn't say me. I'm just saying.
Why are you trying to get technical? Just yes or no.
Who grades the worthiness? Do you know what I'm saying?
The hammer grades the worthiness.
Hold on. Is it yourself?
No, the hammer.
The hammer.
Okay,
so how does the hammer grade itself if it's not from you?
It's not you, so it ain't gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying. The hammer can't read your mind. So
you don't know what the hammer can do.
Oh, here we go.
You don't know what the hammer is not of this world. You don't know what the hammer can and cannot do.
I know what it can't do. It can't beat Hela because she blew it up.
It can't. And that's why he died and they had to make another one. And we don't know if you got to be worthy to lift that one too, because we only seen Thor and Cap do it.
You have to be worthy because Thanos grabbed it. Thanos grabbed that. You don't have to be worthy.
You don't have to be worthy to pick that one up.
Like, why didn't they just put? Like, I gotta think about it. Why in Infinity War didn't Thor just put the hammer on his chest?
Because he wasn't laying down to do it.
Yeah, but you could just,
and he just beat the entire ship over Asgard.
Just lay him down.
He didn't really have much choice. He did the Loki.
Just lay him down. Just put it there.
Thanos wouldn't lay down for him. I agree. Whoever figured out, whoever decided to hire Odin was magnificent. That was the best hire I think they had.
What are you talking about? Oh, you talking about the guy that voices or the guy that plays Odin?
Yeah. What's his name?
I agree with you, Miss Williams. I saw that crazy.
Oh, yeah. So it seems like we're going to kind of see a bunch of them come together at some point. Now, this episode is definitely like it's going to be maybe a Thor Doctor Strange episode, and maybe not. We're probably not going to see all of them all at once together, but we may.
It's 9 episodes?
It's 9 because they took out Spider-Man.
So they're up to 5, right? So up to 6 next. And usually these trailers don't really go that far, so it could be now. It could be.
Yeah.
You know, guys, I saw the Endgame. What was it, a couple of days ago? And it's like, man, I will never see anybody like Captain America again, or Iron Man and stuff like that. That was just.
You know why that was is because there was no expectation of that happening, and so it took everybody by surprise. Now it's going to be, you better come with something big, Marvel, because you got big shoes to fill back there.
I mean, I don't see nobody playing, Captain America. I mean, yes, I see
what you're saying.
You're right. But that's some big shoes. And then you're looking at Iron Man.
You don't see.
Y'all know how I feel about when they do the new Black Panther movie. I don't even know how they're gonna do that one. That one.
You were so tight on that one because you just don't want them to replace him.
I just think it's gonna be. I just think it's gonna be super hard. I mean, I just really think it's gonna be really hard. I mean, you might as well just say, hey, put another person in there, but then they came out and said they're not going to replace him, which I thought was stupid. If you're not going to replace him and we'll love the storyline.
You said you didn't want him replaced. Why are you mad now that they're not replacing him?
No, but don't make the fuck. Sorry.
Come on,
All
Ty.
right, let me do the beep noise. Beep.
Yeah. Don't make the freaking movie. I can almost see if they replace them, say because they did what Iron Man and all that good. Well, War Machine and a couple other people, right? Thanks, sis. And
it
then
seems like, I mean, they might be going the route in the comics where Shuri does become Black Panther. It seems like they might go that route.
Okay. The only problem I have with that is the actress that they have as Black Panther isn't Black Panther's shape. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't.
She's not a physical person. She's
That
more of a
sounds
mental
sexist.
person. She's
So
more
she
of a mental.
yeah,
She can't be Black Panther because she doesn't fit the suit.
She's a mental person. She's got abilities that are up here. No.
So did the Black Panther in the comic book, and she still became Black Panther.
She's
So what's your point?
He's saying that you're right, Shuri. I mean, Lily.
Shelly, she just
I
needs to
am
bulk up.
steady.
She just needs to bulk up. That's all I'm saying. She needs to bulk up.
Just stop. Just stop before you have our lady fans all pissed off.
Put some muscle on and she'll be good.
Stop.
I hope the women that view us are coming for you.
God.
I hope they are. I just
We're
hope-
married. You know you can't do this.
like, why
I'm
would you
not
say
saying.
something like that?
Because I want her to bulk up. She kick some butt. What's wrong
You don't
with
need
that?
to bulk up. It's called CGI.
Okay. Let's say this. Whoever, male or female, plays Black Panther, I don't care what body shape they are, I'm sure they will do good.
Yeah.
Only
Drew.
thing I'm saying is it is literally going to be very hard. I think Disney should have just came out and said, hey, because this circumstance with Chadwick Boseman, we're going to have to, everybody knows you're going to have to replace him.
Stop.
Or just not do the movie.
Stop. You just said the same thing I did, but different.
What did I
Why
say?
are you replacing him? Why are you going to replace him? She's right there. Didn't you say Shuri could do it?
But it's Black Panther. They're saying that he will still be the Black Panther.
But
No,
you're
no,
saying-
Drew. What he's saying is he didn't want anyone to replace Black Panther. He did not disagree with Shuri. You said she ain't big
But-
enough. The
but
two
he's
conversations
saying-
are different.
He's saying she can't do it by saying he should be
He didn't
kept.
say she
I
can't do
didn't
it.
say that. Marvel is saying they are going to move forward.
Hold on,
Okay.
I understand what you're saying. But you're saying to not replace him.
I am saying don't make the movie. I said it will be hard to replace him. I'm just saying don't make the movie.
It's not going to be hard to replace Black Panther. It's going to be hard to replace Chadwick Boseman. That's the difference.
Yeah, but he is the Black Panther. For them to say, oh, we're not going to replace him, but there's still going to be a Black Panther, quote unquote male Black Panther, we're not going to use CGI, and I think you're going to like that. Okay, well, what are you going to do?
Okay. I agree with you on that.
All right.
Lily,
I guess-
Lily, do you have a cup or a drink or something we could toast to Mr. Chadwick?
Yes. Let me do that.
Hold
All right.
on. Hold on.
Let's wait for Moss.
Where are you going?
You ready?
Oh, God.
Ready? All
Yes.
right, bottles up.
Chadwick.
Chadwick,
Oh, you son!
what happened? What
You-
happened?
Oh, please bleep me. Please bleep me. Mute me.
Here,
Mute
I'll
me.
mute you a little bit.
Yeah,
How about
mute.
Look. And you're
All right,
live.
you're unmuted.
No.
You're
No,
unmuted.
I still have words.
No.
Put me back on mute. Y'all can
No. No, you can say the words later.
talk.
We gotta get to our news.
All right. So Drew, you're starting with news this week
What? Me
you're-
start with the news.
because your news
All
is
right,
boring.
all
So
right.
you go first.
I'll put my cup over here so it doesn't run us over.
I told you. And you know what? I want the fans to know. He said, I got a surprise for you on the show. He called me early this morning.
He did not.
He called me. Yes, he did. He called me early this morning and said, hey, I got a surprise for you. I said, why don't you just tell me now? Oh, no, wait till the show is for a surprise.
It was worth it, wasn't it?
Hey, Moss, I was not involved. I'm telling you that right now. I did not buy him one. Go get him one or send a friend to go get him one. He paid more than what I paid, so just know that.
I just paid for shipping. That's all right.
Understand this. This is a great show, people. And these two are just phenomenal for this show. But when I get off, when we do that 1 hour, I'm going to get off and I'm cursing them out. I can't say what I want to say, but I'm cursing them out.
You're making my head hurt.
So go ahead.
All right,
all right, Drew, you do news. I got your photo. Just let me know who you doing.
All right, let's start with our Picard season 2 on Paramount Plus. This young lady, and where's she? She will be the new Borg Queen. So in the second season of Picard, they're going to obviously do some time traveling with Q, and this young lady will be the new Borg Queen. All hail the Queen. Our next show is going to be about this gentleman who, according to Pierce Brosnan on the right, who looks like Machiavelli here, he thinks that this guy, I always say his name wrong, but Reggie Jean Page, star Bridgerton.
Bridgerton. He's left Bridgerton, no longer.
No longer Bridgerton. It's one of the three in the running for the new James Bond. I really think he would do really well at it. Some other people may think he's too urban, but I think he would do really well. Other people in the running is also our buddy Superman. Henry Cavill is also in the running to do James Bond. He is 38-ish, so I think he could do it for.
I'm literally only going to go watch James Bond if it's Henry Cavill.
I'll be honest with you. I think he could do pretty well.
Hey, yeah, so do I.
And the other person in the running is this gentleman here named.
His face is ugly. I want to keep up there. Yep, there he goes.
George McKay, who for some bizarre reason,
hate his face.
For some bizarre reason, it's going to end up being him. I don't know why, but he's in the running as well. So I wish him all well. If he can't be Black Panther, I wish Regine to get James Bond to be sure.
Now you know what? I would not mind Shuri or him being Black Panther if they have a good story for Shuri to be Black Panther. I to be honest with you, that would make sense.
Didn't she? We told her last week she got hurt on set.
Yeah, but they said it was minor injury.
It was a minor injury. Yeah, I saw the thing about that.
Nothing's going to be pushed back or to the side, so she's good.
Yeah.
Hey, feel better for whatever you did, whatever stunt you did. Feel better.
Yes, thank you. Please get out there and kick butt.
Mm-hmm.
Quick note: Shang-Chi, supposedly according to my sources at Yahoo, is supposed to end up on Disney Plus in October 18th. So it's about 45 days from the premiere date.
People, it is worth it. But stay for the credits. The credits going to blow you away. You're going to be like, oh.
Yeah. So on the topic of Shang-Chi, so far as of Friday, yesterday, the movie grossed $29.6 million in ticket sales. And that's only recorded from 4,300 locations internationally. It also has grossed $23.4 million, bringing Shang-Chi to a haul of $53 million.
In one
pandemic.
Yeah, and that's during a pandemic.
In one day.
With the expectation setting for an opening of 75 to 85 million for the 4-day frame, because they're expecting a lot come Labor Day weekend. That 3-day weekend.
Oh yeah.
So
we're gonna almost probably double that number.
I mean, because movie theaters are spacing people out and stuff like that. I think, to be honest with you, if they would have put this on Disney Plus and the movie theaters, oh my God, Disney would be clearing house. That's how good this movie is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Disney would be clearing house.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Mom?
I don't understand why they didn't put this one on Disney
Oh, I
Plus.
understand
Because
why.
they know
I understand why.
because
It's
they
not
make more
contract.
money outside of Disney Plus.
Right, right. Remember, Disney Plus isn't showing in every country.
Right.
So,
They're
I don't know
making
if
they'll
it's
make
showing
more
in-
money outside of Disney Plus
Yeah.
doing it Disney Plus.
But so then why didn't they do that like they did with Black Widow? I mean,
We're
they
not
can,
gonna get into
Oh.
that conversation.
Oh,
We're not gonna go there.
oh,
We're not going there.
No,
That's a whole nother thing. Don't even
That's a
bring
big
that up.
can of
She'll be
worms.
in this stream real quick.
That-
No, don't let her in. Don't let her in.
that's-
But yeah, so
Somebody
with that
didn't-
being
I'm gonna say this. Somebody at Disney screwed up. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
about Black Widow or Shang-Chi?
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so Shang-Chi is set to break Labor Day box office records. The last box office record that was held was back in 2007 with the movie Halloween, which
Oh my God! It is going to blow.
So
During a people, I want you to understand this. During a pandemic, this movie is freaking awesome.
yeah,
This movie is awesome. I mean, I cannot tell you. You're going to be like, oh, the fighting scenes alone.
yeah. They said I was reading one article and they said the fighting scenes alone in this movie are so much better than previous fighting scenes you see in like Japanese or Asian movies. It paid a lot of respect to that.
My God!
So I'm excited to see
It is.
I'm excited to see it.
I am telling you, the fighting scenes are off the chain.
No,
You're going to be like, are you kidding me?
my son tomorrow.
Mhm.
They did this one right. It's going to be really, really hard to do a sequel to this one to have it this good.
Okay, so I do have some breaking news that just came in.
Breaking news. This yesterday.
So it seems like it was expected before for the season 2 of Loki to come out in 2022. But it seems they have pushed it back, and it seems like filming will not start until 2023.
Yes,
For Loki?
yes. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What you're saying is the season 2 has nothing to do with what's going on now.
We don't know.
That's a long time.
It is a very long, it is a very long
it
time.
is. And hopefully people forget about it.
Yeah. So it's saying Loki season 2 may not start filming until 2023. According to Kevin Feige in a recent interview, season 2 of Loki may not begin filming until then, with the show still screening for a new director.
Oh, damn. Darn it all. I'm heartbroken.
So
Yeah.
I think
Are you though?
I think
Yes,
that
I
I
am.
think that one of the reasons you would take so long would be some type of
They don't have a director.
yeah.
They just said it. They don't have a director.
Probably
They're involved with
because
writing
the
and
show
directors involved in
sucked
everything.
and it was confusing.
Because the person that they had doing this one, I'm surprised she didn't come back.
Yeah. So
Oh,
we shall see how that goes. I'm sure if they find someone sooner, then
Something's not right with that because
or
even if you lose a director, you should be pushed back.
hey, Kevin Feige said it. You go talk to Feige.
I can't find fight.
yes,
Oh, well, then
And
stop talking.
it sucked.
So anyway,
Anyway.
on to other news.
Please.
Lateef, is it Latifah?
Yes, Latifah.
Latifah Wright. So Latifah Wright has been confirmed, even though we argued this, me and Drew, but the news, documents don't lie. She has signed on to multiple movie contracts with Marvel Studios. For
But
what?
didn't Feige come out and say no more?
Feige
movies
says a
now?
lot of stuff. Feige talks a lot of you know what.
Well,
So-
they signed like Robert Downey Jr. and the rest of them for 10-year contract.
right, but they wanted to stop doing that after the whole Chadwick Boseman thing.
Mhm.
So he had came out and said that they didn't want to do these long contracts anymore, but that could have just been hearsay. Like maybe he was thinking about doing it or didn't want to do it, but that wasn't a hard, like, okay, we're stopping. But yeah, so she has signed on to continue her role as Shuri in Black Panther and many other Marvel movies that are projected to come out, yet we don't know what she'll be in. But
Mhm.
That
That's
is,
what she's gonna be an important person.
yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Y'all know Reed Richards is not the smartest person in the Marvel universe.
No, she's not.
No, he's like number 3 now.
Yeah, I think Shuri's one.
No, it's not Shuri.
Is it the new Iron Woman, whatever her name is? Riri?
Nope. I think she's 4. Is a young black lady, young black girl. That's who's number 1. She is the smartest person.
Well, you narrow that down for us.
Is it me?
We'll
No,
go with
name something.
Well, get her name because I didn't.
I'll tell you what.
know.
You find out.
You
and you
gotta
bring it back
write
to us
your
next week.
news down, man.
You find out. You bring it back to us next week.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, it blew my mind. I was like, what?
I do have 2 fun MCU facts that Drew is like, I already knew that. Well, guess what? I don't care if you already knew that. Somebody else did.
Ms. Williams knows who she is because she says she helps Riri Williams.
Yeah, but she says she's the one that
That's
helps.
Shuri
Helps Riri Williams.
Shuri helps.
Well, Shuri helps Riri Williams because Riri's supposed to become the new Iron Heart, but like basically Iron Man. But yeah.
Mhm.
Because I think in the next workbooks, Wakanda Forever, I think is the name of the movie.
She's supposed to be in that movie,
She's in
because
it,
they've been
yes,
seeing
she's
her
in it.
on set. I do have a fun MCU.
Go, we fun.
So I don't know if anybody knew, but Doctor Strange was also the voice of Dormammu, so he was technically bargaining with himself.
I did not know that.
So yeah, he was technically bargaining with himself, but I thought it was very funny. I'm like, he was uncredited. He was uncredited for it though, but he was the voice of Dormammu.
Give us another one.
So the other one I have is I don't know her. I can't remember her name.
Gemma Addington, I think.
Yeah, so she was in Captain Marvel, but she's also going to be
Eternal.
Cersei in Eternals. So
I thought Cersei was the other one.
Who?
Isn't Cersei what's her face?
Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
Salma Hayek's Ajak.
Oh, okay.
Ajak. So in the comic book, Ajak is a male, but she is playing the role of Ajak. Yes.
Gemma Chan.
Because Eternal still hadn't impressed me. Not even
It's early. What's the next movie coming up, by the way?
So our next movie coming out is Eternals. Eternals will be coming out on November. We're coming out on November 5th, which is another thing I was going to get into. So
what about Spider-Man?
Spider-Man doesn't come out till December.
Okay.
So yeah,
Lafayette is number
We're gonna
1.
get-
Lafayette is number 1 and Shuri is number 8.
Oh. Well, Moss was wrong.
I don't know about that.
Yep. Thank you, Ms. Williams.
So getting into movie release dates, some things have changed, so I'm just gonna go over them real quick. So Shang-Chi obviously is already out. Eternals is still set to come out November 5th. Spider-Man No Way Home, they haven't changed it yet. There was speculation they were gonna push the date back, but it is still set for December 17th. Doctor Strange is set for March 25th. Thor Love and Thunder is set for May 6th. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, or Black Panther 2, is set for July 8th. Marvels or Captain Marvel 2 is set for November 11th. And then 2023, we have Ant-Man and Wasp for February 17th. And then Guardians of the Galaxy for May 5th. That is all the official dates that are out right now.
I think Shang-Chi is going to be Eternals and Spider-Man, hands down.
I don't know. I think maybe Shang-Chi and Spider-Man might be neck and neck.
I think so.
I think they might, just because of who's supposed to be all in it, I think it's going to be neck and neck.
Who's
But
supposed
I
to be
think-
Spider-Man?
I think Eternals is gonna hold its own.
Who's supposed to be except J. Jonah Jameson and who?
Well, you have the Sinister Six. You have
You're supposed to be setting up for the Sinister Six.
right. You have the thought that other 2 Spider-Men might be in it.
And I should have got the video. So it has been officially confirmed because it got leaked. Tobey Maguire is in the movie. even though we didn't see the trailer. So if you guys remember from the last Spider-Man movie, remember Spider-Man's teacher? I can't remember the actor's name, the one black guy.
Dr. Connors.
He leaked it during an interview because he didn't listen to the question and he said it. So the guy was asking him all these questions, and the guy said to him, so, with your upcoming movie, who's your favorite actor that you were excited to act with and get to act alongside? He was like, oh man, Tobey Maguire. And I forget, he named off some other actor, which I've never heard before. and
who said this?
What's the guy's name, Moss? You just said it.
Yeah, he plays Dr. Connors.
Yeah, he plays Dr. Connors.
Yeah, I forget his name, but yeah.
Remember the crazy black guy from the Spider-Man movie that just came out? The other one, his teacher.
Right.
You don't remember the black guy, really? The one that was just weird. Like you don't remember him at all.
Electro? That's the one I remember.
What?
That's okay. I'll look it up. Don't worry. Go on, move on.
Oh my god. Anyway, so he leaked the information. I'm pretty sure Feige probably sent him a nasty text afterwards.
Well, that's why they put a close thing on Holland and Mark Ruffalo. I am telling you, watch Shang-Chi because it's going to surprise the people in there.
But sometimes a red herring is better than a dead fish. So don't think that it may not be the real thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, because after he said it, he's like, okay, gotta go. So he knew he messed up. Mm-hmm. So
they have those contracts where they're not supposed to. I mean, they went out of the way with Tom Holland to give him 2 scripts, so he didn't know what was going on.
Hey, you got to do that sometimes. So.
And they did it to Mark Ruffalo too.
Yeah, but see, Mark Ruffalo, I don't think
I think Mark Ruffalo was more on purpose. I'll read you.
No, I think his is more on accident. He doesn't mean
I just truly get a feeling it's not.
RDJ gets mad at him. Chris Evans, the guy that plays War Machine, they all get mad at him because he.
Yeah, and then if anybody wants to go see it, there's clips with Tom Holland and Cumberbatch together on interviews, and Cumberbatch goes, "I'm going to talk," and you just sit there and look pretty.
They actually put people with.
He has to. They got to go with certain people
so they don't spoil it.
Yep. Well, with that, folks, we are over by 2 minutes, and I don't feel like getting yelled at. So we hope you guys enjoyed the show. We will be back here same time next week.
These 2 people are great. Y'all, please watch The Marvelous Duo. They are freaking awesome. Although, Drew, I'm going to curse you out when we get off the show. Can I believe that?
At this time, we do not know when we're going to talk about Shang-Chi because we have to wait for certain people to go see it.
I'm going to see it probably before you.
I'm going at 3:30 tomorrow.
Earlier than that.
Okay. Anyway, we'll see you guys here next week.
Thank you, guys.